how to make it perfect so that everything goes live at the same time. Move this camera back so you guys can see us. I'm here with Tony Sosa from New Jersey, and I'm Yogi Chris, captain of IMC Nation. We're talking about living with AZD, what it's like to live with AZD. Tony came here from New Jersey about almost exactly 2 weeks ago, and he's been living here for 2 weeks, and he's about to fly back to Jersey, and whole sorts of things. You know, he's applied to 80 jobs, gotten like 20 interviews, gotten a couple job offers here, and is looking to relocate here. And we're going to go through, we'll recap a little bit of the journey, because originally, I mean, all sorts of transitions have happened, and I'm sure I'm even going to learn some things. Let's just make sure all the streams are going. Yes, there. Okay. And what else? And then we have Zoom. Guys on TikTok, I'll let you see what's going on here. Okay, cool. And then I think Mies was on, right? No, it's Jose. Mr. Disrespectful. Still looking to have you in class, bro. Okay. So for those that don't know me, I'm Yogi Chris, captain of IMC Nation. IMC Nation is a worldwide movement, mostly of men, but men have relationships with women. So the women are IMC Nation, but you know, women, they're not exactly like the most loyal warriors in the bunch. So they're here associated with the men. So there are women in IMC Nation, but they're just associated with the men that are in IMC Nation. It's a group of men, philosophers, hustlers, players, fighters, and probably some other adjectives. Kings. Also hustler. I said hustler. Okay, so Sosa here, he's been in and out of IMC Nation for a long time. He's 28 years old now. First came across AZD content 14 years ago when he was, or 16 years ago when he was 12 years old, which is quite an amazing thing. AZD was already known as International Men's Group, yeah.
International Men's Group.
He was already known, you know, having tattoos, martial artist, very aggressive guy, already getting chicks, talking about getting chicks. He learned from a great lineage, the mystery method, pickup arts, and, you know, got a lot of great chicks. And over the years, Sosa's done camps, done diamond mine training, done all kinds of lecture series and things like that. In and out, really, of programs, but then recently, you know, reignited the passion to do it. Signed up for some camps. I got on the phone with him, wanted to come in person. Opportunity was there for a massive discount because AZD did that. He had some new things he wanted to share with guys. And Sosa capitalized on that, literally. Just got some credit cards, maxed them out, came out here, and has been living in the living room. We don't have beds here. I think AZD might have a bed, but I don't know how much he stays in it. I don't have a bed. I haven't had a bed for 4 years. And the other guys don't have beds. Fernando might have a little mattress on the ground or something. And you know, so he's just been living here in the living room. With Zotis also, who lives here in the living room. They're literally roommates in the living room. So we want to tap in with Sosa right before he goes back to Jersey. What's it like? What's it been like living with AZD? Any changes that he's gone through? And it'll probably, you know, pick up. It'll be just a casual dialogue. And, you know, as I hear things, I may zoom in on them and ask you questions, you know, like how I do.
Yeah, of course.
Any opening statements, you know, that stand out about the experience, specifically the residency experience? Nothing from before, nothing but from before, just the residency experience.
So the residency experience is wild. You know, it's you know, AZD actually knows who you are at the end of the day. Something they have to realize is when you're watching videos on YouTube or you're doing the regular boot camps online, it's not the same thing, man. It's not. It's different. When you go out with AZD, it's a whole different other ball game. And you know, one thing I noticed is that, oh, look at this.
Yeah, don't worry about them. Let's just keep it flowing for everybody.
Yeah, so anyways, one thing I noticed is that you change as a person in and of itself. You bring out the good qualities in, and literally when you're here, they try to eradicate all the twigs and stems of the garden of the mind. And
it's like weak thoughts, weak beliefs, things like that, twigs of the mind.
Yeah. One thing I noticed is that you gotta be on your A game when you're living here. It's not like you don't do your beast process. It's not like, you know, you don't do the things that you usually do when you're at the house. You know, we have a wake up time. We wake up at a certain time. We do the cold showers. We do our beast thing. And we continue on with our day, and then we go to lectures. It's a whole different, it's like a in-class experience. And one thing I noticed is they'll push you. They'll push you. Everybody here will push you, even the people that I lived with for 2 weeks, they'll push you for your best self, and they'll give you answers to whatever issues that you have. They'll be like, listen, this about you, you have to stop doing this. It's very different from doing it's very different from just doing a boot camp online. Super different. Because when you do residency, you go out with AZD. He sees you in set, he checks out your set, and he tells you, listen, you're doing this right and this right. You're not doing this right, you're not doing this right. And then you probably have Yogi Chris right there giving you pointers here and there. You know, one of my biggest pointer was I would chain smoke a lot. He'd be like, yo, listen, dude, you gotta savor the cigarette slowly.
Yeah, it should be part of your seduction and part of your game. Like, don't be using cigarettes as a crutch because you're nervous or anxious or jittery or uncomfortable or whatever. Like, you can do that on your own time. Everybody has their vices or whatever, but it's unattractive to girls. Girls pick it up, especially in that environment, because they notice that, we notice patterns. So, they notice that the guy that's chain smoking, he's nervous, he's not comfortable, and then he becomes food for them. So if you're going to smoke, then use it as a communication in itself, because what I mean by that is, let's say if you're chain smoking, you are communicating nervousness. However you use the cigarette, if you're holding it by your mouth and, it becomes a communication. If it's down, relaxed, and maybe you puff it, it becomes a communication. If you just light it and put it out right away, it becomes everything you do is a communication to your environment. Whether people are smart enough or wise enough to know what it means, I mean, that's, different. That's why you can get away with things when you're home or when you're by yourself or when you're with ignorant people that have no idea what you're doing is communicating. But in that environment, yeah, it conveys certain things, and it may not be helpful to, gain. And that's, really what's helped me overcome so many vices is just the understanding of how does this contribute to the bottom line. I have a vice because I'm not comfortable in my pursuit of my goal. There's some agitation for whatever reason, nervousness or ego or whatever. And if I just keep in mind that I have my end goal in mind, is this vice contributing to that end goal or not? Because I may just be, kind of shitting where I eat, so to speak, or eating my own tail, or just, not making progress because I'm using this vice to cope with the journey, but it's actually making my journey longer and slower and more arduous. So, it might be better not to, you know what I mean? So using the cigarette, it can be a great communicator. It's a sexy thing. People, have been programmed since childhood that cigarette smoking is sexy, and it changes your voice, and it has a interesting aroma that people like. But definitely chain smoking communicates to your environment. Doing anything, chain anything. If you were just like nonstop eating potato chips and you couldn't stop eating potato chips, and you put the bag down and then you hold the bag because you can't wait for the next potato chip. You hold it for 10 minutes and then you take a potato chip. Like, that would also convey something to the environment. Very similar thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but potato chips, they make you gain weight, and cigarettes, they keep you nice and slim.
Sure. It's, either way, chain doing anything like that is going to. Matt, bro, have we spoken before? I don't know if we've spoken before. So, comment. Give me some comments so I know who you're at, what you want to talk about, before we go live. So, the feedback about your smoking habit was helpful in set and field?
Yeah, it was helpful in field because if you, it's first of all, it was helpful for my health and my lungs. Let's get that out of the way.
Were there any other corrections in field that stand out from me or anybody?
Yeah, no, you have to talk when you're in group. Like when you're with the group of guys, you have to talk when you're in groups. Like, not sit there and just be like, you can be like this,
Yeah, in small moments or whatever.
Small moments, but you have to be having dialogue like this always, because it looks like you're there. You're not just there for the girls. You're there for your boys. You're there for your people, man.
And that has to be a reality. That's one thing to say, but it's like I told you yesterday, the girl, if you're able to have a comfortable, genuine, interesting and interested conversation with all of the guys that we're going out with, each one individually, if you can do that, then you're going to be very comfortable and attractive to women. You may not get the girl that night, but you have what it takes to not violate anybody because you're able to dialogue with your brothers. And then you can draw from that power. Like we see the guys that maybe separate, or they go and they're separated from the group and they cut off from the power, But it's also, if you're in the group but you're not talking and you're inwards and whatever, you're also cut off from the group. So you can take advantage of the group the energy and the power of 10, 12 guys that are all tough looking and dappered up and whatever. You could draw from that strength if you could just connect with each guy. You know what I mean?
That's actually a very good point. Yeah, I noticed a couple other IMC members doing that. It's like a universal mistake that IMC members, the lone wolf type thing.
I mean, we could say it, but I tell you, the guys that are in IMC are head and shoulders above everybody else in the world. So
Absolutely.
it might be a thing of IMC Nation members, but take anybody outside of IMC and put them there, and they'll just implode.
Yeah.
Or what they will do also, if they don't implode, is they'll violate. Just constantly they'll violate. They'll be groping the girl. They'll be saying rude comments. They'll intrude on your set in a rude way, trying to talk to the girl, not talking to the brother, no respect or honor.
Yeah, we don't have that issue where we we don't
No.
because when I see Yogi Chris and Seth, I'm not gonna bother him during set. I'll probably be like, hey Yogi Chris, you got a cigarette or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it wouldn't be bothering. You wouldn't be trying. Like, bro, we live in an echo chamber of IMC players. If you introduce somebody from outside IMC, they don't know how to operate, and they typically will come up a little bit in their abilities because it's like a dog entering a dog pack. Like, they will align a little bit with us, but there's so many philosophical differences. The guys, they don't understand game. They don't understand what they're saying and meaning. They don't understand their body language. They don't understand what we're doing. Like, if we're creating tension with the girl, they may jump in and try to rescue her, not knowing that we're teasing the girl, bro. We're negging her. You don't need to rescue her, you white knight. And they'll do dumb shit. They'll do the most absurd shit that you wouldn't even think of. What did you think of? It was like the guy the other day when AZD was highlighting on my lecture, and I was like, I couldn't even imagine the beta shit that this guy was saying. He sent me screenshots of his text messages to his wife. I couldn't reproduce it if I tried. It was so beta. It was it's just syntax that doesn't exist inside of me.
It's crazy because this neediness in general is for everything. It's not just whites, women, and stuff like that. It also has to do with jobs. I've been applying to jobs, and you can't seem like you're needy at all. One thing I noticed is, and I don't want to go into the jobs thing, but I was applying while I was here. And
he's in work mode. That's why his hood is up.
Yeah, I'm in work mode. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just, and one thing I noticed is that you can't give up. You know what I mean? When you come to Vegas, trust me, you're not gonna want to go leave Vegas, man.
Not if you live IMC life. Most people do want to leave Vegas because it drains them of resources. They don't really have any good, authentic interactions, and then they just leave, drained. Maybe had some casino experiences or something because they don't have casinos back where they live or something like that. Maybe they saw a show because they don't have shows back where they live. But a lot of people leave Vegas exhausted, and it's a thrill, it's an escape from their life, but it's not something that they can support regularly because it's such a drain.
Yeah. One thing is you gotta have money. You have to have money in Vegas. But
you don't need that much. You need to live the IMC life and live in a base. You need about $3,000 to $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
Which is pretty regular for Americans. And as a guy, you need to be established to learn this game. And if you're not making that much, I mean, I don't know how you're going to get a beautiful woman or women. Why guys are going to want to align with you, and are going to want to build business and a lifestyle with you if you can't even make $48,000 a year, which is a high for the rest of the world. I get it, but if I was in Zimbabwe, then it wouldn't be that. It'd be less. So I'm in America, so I need to be making at least that much, and that would pay for all the boot camps, going out a little bit. I spent like $60 out last night, 65 something like that dollars, which it adds up, but it's very minimal for. I mean, some of the guys are spending hundreds of dollars, and regular guys go to the strip clubs and they might drop $500, $800, and they'll accumulate a lot less real experiences with women than I did for my $60.
Yeah, so that's one thing I noticed is when it comes to going out, don't think we're penny pinchers, but we are in one way or shape or form.
We're frugal,
We're frugal with the women there, because at the end of the day, they all want money. You know what I mean? Like, that's
just like we want pussy.
Yeah. Exactly.
At the end of the day, we want pussy. I don't see them giving me their pussy.
And one thing I noticed is when you come for residency, which all you guys should, everybody on here, everybody should think about.
A lot of these guys are also new to AZD, so really just talking about the AZD experience. you know, what it's like. I mean, the guy's a top player, multiple relationships. Like, were there anything surprising to you about the residency that you didn't expect?
I didn't think it would be that comfortable.
In what way?
Like like I don't know. I didn't think I would.
Because you're sleeping on the floor. How is this comfortable?
It is well. I mean, the floors here are nice and cushioned.
Okay, so yeah, we got thick carpets, but that's not really.
Thick
We're not
carpets.
advertising that. So what was comfortable that you thought was going to be uncomfortable?
I don't know. I think it was like, what was it? The shower situation. I thought like, you know, it was gonna be much worse. Like everybody had to share a shower, but that's not the case. Only a few IMC members have to share a shower. That was probably the only thing.
That's the only thing that was surprising.
Yeah,
about
that
the
was
residency.
always yeah, like the shower.
Nothing else surprised you about
We
the
showered
residency?
like one thing we do. We showered like 3 times a day. So get
That's
ready
true.
for
You
that.
don't want to have bo.
Yeah, especially when you're talking to strippers, dude.
Oh, that's for sure. So anything else surprising about the residency, or it was as expected?
It's a magical experience, you know. It's like going to, guys. Let's just be straight up here, okay? If you guys really want to learn this, I suggest you guys should join residency as soon as possible. If he does another discount or not, join residency. You're gonna not regret it whatsoever. Okay, I maxed out my credit cards to be here, and I expect that everybody online right now.
So what did it do for you? You maxed out your credit cards. Like, what was the benefit for you?
It showed my character flaws, and it helped me take out some character flaws that I recently eradicated from my character.
And why is that good for you?
It's good for you because you know
For you specifically.
well, for me specifically is I now knew the reason why I was having the same issues that I was having in my relationships.
Which was what, if you're willing to divulge? Maybe you're not willing to divulge. Okay, so you saw where your character was creating the havoc in your relationships that you'd been having.
Yeah,
And you weren't understanding why are my relationships fucking falling apart.
exactly.
And you became aware through, was that through somebody pointing it out to you, or did you just become self-aware as you were?
No, I was all pointing it out. Like Zoltis would be like, "Hey, listen, dude."
Zothies! He's
Shout
like,
out to
whoa, Sosa,
Zothies.
you're fucking up, dude. That's why the bitches are leaving you. That's what he was like.
All right, IMC International Men's Club. Let's go.
All right. So, so you had some character adjustments from Zothies, and other people were pointing stuff out, and that made you aware of stuff.
Yeah, especially you. You gave me some character assessments and stuff like that.
Really? Like what?
The people pleasing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's because you got so many good qualities, man. You got a great voice. You have a unintimidating, unthreatening. Like you're not a huge guy, you know, and you're very friendly. You have that friendly European vibe about you. That's just like very social, and so taking, you know, it's kind of like I said yesterday at the strip club. Like if you can just exist in the strip club without violating, if you can do that for like 2 hours, women will migrate to you because everybody else is violating, so they get repelled by the violations. If you can do that 3, 4, 5 times in a row when you go, I mean, girls will just. That's all the girls that interact with me. You're the Puerto Rican girl that was all trying to take your lighter and whatever that sat on my lap.
Yeah,
remember
the Alaskan.
The Alaskan, Alaskan
Yeah,
Puerto Rican,
yeah.
and how Sultan had said that's the bitch that had said "fuck you" or something like that, and he didn't know how to respond. She was a little pussycat by the time I was done hanging out with her because I don't violate. Sultan's game is largely built on violating. He does a lot of harsh negs and a certain kind of cocky, funny attitude that violates. That, I mean, it results in good stuff also, but it really polarizes in a certain way, and it'll get you a reaction, an evil reaction from a woman like that. I mean, that bitch is immune in a strip club like that. She'll wield the entire power of all the bouncers and all the other girls just being nasty to a guy, and the guy can't do anything back. You know what I mean? The only thing you can do back is tease her the way I did. Like, say please. What's fucking wrong with you? You don't have any culture. We like feminine women.
Dude, I was like trying to get her off me as soon as possible. I was like,
Yeah,
pass
dude.
the chocolate too, yo.
Yeah, dude. Easy peasy, man.
Yeah, he was like all over that. He was like, oh man.
The tougher, the nastier the bitch, the better it is for me.
I was looking for white girls at the strip club, because I love white girls. Yo, one thing that I notice is if she's a blonde, bro, and she works at a strip club and she looks white, chances are she could be Cuban, because that's what happened to most of the girls there. Every single white girl be like,
White girls are minorities in Vegas strip clubs.
yeah,
They're all, Yeah, I would stop doing that fishing reel motion too.
Yeah, no. Now I go like this.
Yeah, now that's better. See, it's a graduation. That's a level up. That's a body
I go
language,
like
right?
this. Went graduated to this.
Right, and yeah, and you're getting slower in your motions and everything, man. It's gonna compound, bro. Your game is gonna explode if you move here, and even if you just go out one night a week, bro, it's really all you need.
But that's the thing, dude. We go out every day, almost every day. Like I went out every night except one night because I was exhausted. Dude, you better bring your energy and your money, and dude, you just gotta.
Bro, you really don't have to bring that much money. You need
really
like
don't.
$50 a night.
$50 a night. But the thing is, you gotta come to residency. Are you guys serious about this?
I don't know that they are. Like I said, there's a lot of people at different levels. You know, people watch the stream later, and we're really just talking it out. We're also streaming to some YouTubes and whatever.
The first thing you should do when it comes to this, get a product. The YouTube videos, it gives you a certain aspect, but it's not enough. You have to buy the paid products.
Yeah.
Buy a boot camp. See how it is. Okay, it could be, if it's expensive, good. It has to be expensive because you know why? You don't want everybody learning that knowledge. That's for a certain few.
I mean, plus it's expensive to not know that knowledge.
Exactly.
The cost that you'll have in life by not knowing game and relationships and the
game is everything.
I mean, the manipulative tactics and the indirect communication of women, you just won't understand. It's called the wiles. I think it's WILES. Wiles. The wiles of women. Wiles are like the manipulative vindictiveness and the destructive nature of women. The wiles of women will destroy a man, and so it might cost $500 for a boot camp or less. But man, you're gonna destroy your life. You get with a woman, it's gonna cost a lot more than $500 guaranteed. You're just
divorce and all that stuff,
bro. I mean, we see it all the time. I see it in IMC guys all the time. They'll come, they'll get some skills, like that one pickup coach I was saying. He came, got tons and tons of skills, left IMC, stopped hashtagging IMC, now he's built a successful pickup. It's not even successful. He has a social media following, has a couple of clients. He'll crash because he'll get himself in a situation where he'll need some advanced game. Women are more powerful than him. He's just a heavily tattooed, handsome guy that's connected in Vegas. That'll get you somewhere, but he's going to be miserable. I know. I've seen it so many times. And that's the best that you hope for. There's a lot of guys that'll come for like 1 or 2 boot camps. They'll get a girlfriend. They'll leave and go do that whole like thing with her.
You guys got to realize this. If you guys are going to come to residency, what is the goal that you guys have in mind?
What's the goal that you had in mind?
I came here for sales, basically. But
come say that. Would you expand on that? So you came here to live with AZD for sales? What does that mean?
Like persuasion, more persuasion based. But the seduction just took control of me, man. I was like, I want to learn seduction, man.
You didn't know that. You didn't know that when you came here.
Stuff like that.
When you came here, you didn't know that you were coming here for seduction.
I know. It was like. I knew I was coming here mostly for seduction.
Because that's what AZD is. You've been studying for years.
It revived my love for seduction. Now seduction can be used for sales. Seduction and sales is the same thing as AZD says. One thing that is noticeable in my communication, and Yogi Chris could say, because I have no clue, But if you were to see me come on the first day and would have watched the video that I did the first day, it's a magic drastically different between now and 2 weeks.
It's like a kindergartner talking compared to like an 11th grader or a 12th grader.
Oh yeah, see, so we're getting somewhere. So you know what I mean?
We're getting somewhere. You almost graduated high school now.
Yeah. So I'm almost there. And one thing I noticed is
that's when if you move here, you'll start college.
Yeah. So one thing, when you get to Vegas, you're not gonna want to leave Vegas.
If you're IMC Nation, I'm telling you, if you're not IMC Nation,
you're gonna have a horrible
You're gonna have highs and lows. You're gonna leave sexually disappointed and a lot poorer. Now, Sosa may have spent a lot of money here, but he also made business connections, applied to a bunch of jobs, used it to, I'm sure, the sharpness and how we pushed you and everything played a role in your interviews. It played a role in how many job applications you sent in. You just couldn't slack. You might have slacked for a day or two, right? Talk about that. Talk about how I confronted you on it. Was that comfortable for you?
No.
It wasn't comfortable for me either.
Well, a chick at a strip club.
Yeah, we don't want to name.
We don't want to name strip clubs because that's fine.
I mean, you can look up the strip clubs in Vegas, but we don't want to like specify where stories come from.
Yeah. So this chica, the reason why I say chica is because she was a Spanish shorty, and she gave me a lap dance and stuff like that. And next day afterwards, I got sick. So it was just like I was like laying down in bed. I missed my wake up time. You know, don't miss your wake up time because Yogi Chris will get on you for your wake up time. Did you beast yet? Did you get your wake up time? So those are the things that you have to keep in consideration.
Well,
when
let's
you go
talk
back.
about it because you wanted to move here. As of even the first day when you came here, you wanted to move here.
Yeah, I was already downside. I was like,
And
where's the base do I
AZD
stay at?
said no.
Yeah.
And so after a couple days, you were sitting in the corner there. Remember when I made you go through the relaxation shavasana?
Yeah.
You know, you were not in a good condition over there,
Yeah, I know.
right? You were saying you were all right, but you were not
No,
in
I
a good
wasn't,
condition. You were not all right.
I wasn't.
And I wouldn't take no for an answer. And I made you do some things, and I told you, okay, you know, any condition can change. That's just what it is right now. You got to get on your beasting. You got to make your wake up time. It'll change you. It's not like it's not like AZD is gonna change his mind about you because you did some push-ups. AZD will change his mind about you because your presentation of yourself has changed.
Yeah,
Doing the push-ups early in the morning changes your presentation throughout the day. That's what the beasting. That's just the calisthenics part of it. There's all the stoicism, the shower. The wake up time, especially. If you make your wake up time, it changes your presentation the whole day.
One thing that's important.
Obviously, he's tired.
Yeah, sorry about that.
About to sleep on the overnight flight.
I know. Go to sleep on the overnight flight. One thing that's important is to keep it up when you go back. Because the one thing that you and Chris has warned me is to not fall back on your old habits when you go back
Bro,
home.
it'll be so re-stimulating. Everything, the smell of your house, the colors, the furniture, as soon as your dad or whoever talks to you in that syntax that you're so familiar with, it's gonna immediately put you back into childhood or whatever the fuck. And the saving grace is gonna be your work, your beast process, probably in reverse order, but you know, your meditation, like your discipline, essentially. I've seen it time and time again, and I did not always live with AZD. I was a student for 5 years, traveling, commuting back and forth, you know, studying remotely, the lectures online, whatever. Like, I know what it's like to go to a boot camp and go home, and go to a boot camp and go back somewhere, and go back to your life and whatever. And the people around you have not evolved like you have. And they're going to treat you the way that you left, not the way that you are now.
Exactly.
And you got to know that they're not your friends, actually. They are going to resist your change. When you're upgraded, you'll talk with more certainty, confidence. You'll talk with some enthusiasm, like you just had a great dream and you want to tell them, listen to this dream I just had. And they're not going to care. And you're going to feel discouraged, and then you're going to go inwards. And then that's where the bad habits will creep in.
So the one thing that a lot of people say is you got to leave your hometown.
Yeah, I mean, that's Bible. That's biblical. Prophet's never a prophet in his hometown.
You're never going to be somebody big in your hometown.
Because they always remember you when you were a chump. And they'll keep reminding you of it, because if they didn't, then it would remind them how weak they are. That you grew, they didn't. They don't want to acknowledge your greatness. They don't want to be your fan.
But Vegas is nice. Listen, dude. You guys are doing a huge disservice to yourself if you haven't done a residency yet.
You hear that, Zotis? Get off your fucking ass and do a residency, bro.
I mean, he basically already lives here, so he does permanent residency. So, but
that was another condition. You just came for 1 week or 2 weeks of residency, and AZD was like, "I want you as my bodyguard. You can stay here." So it is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, different people get different opportunities because their beingness and their character and how AZD, you know, what he sees in them.
One thing that is certain is Zoltis will take good care of you. He might snore a little bit.
He snores a lot.
He's okay. He might snore a lot, but Zoltis will take good care of you. Trust me, dude. Zoltis is very caring.
It's family here, bro.
He's very Zoltis is like my older brother, dude. At this point, and so is Yogi Chris. You know what I mean? And Sultan and all. Well, Sultan's he's younger than me, but
we're brothers. We say that
We call
with
each other
fondness,
brothers.
you know.
And at the end of the night, when we come back, we talk about our experiences that we have at the strip club, and the best part is the debriefing the next day. The debriefing from the next day is the best part because you could sit down and ACD will tell you what you did wrong, what you did right, and that's the best.
What's so good about that? What does that do for you?
Because it lets you know how do you violate? Because sometimes you are used to something, doing something, and it could be anti-survival for the group.
Yeah, and anti-seductive for sure. Anti-survival, anti-seductive.
So you guys gotta realize that you can't do this on your own. And I tried doing this on my own through Diamond Mind and all that stuff. You can't, dude. You need a pact of brothers to help you out because iron sharpen iron at the end of the day. You guys got to get a job in Vegas, come 2 weeks residency, and you'll see for yourself how you feel afterwards.
How do you feel afterwards?
I feel good. I feel good. I feel excellent.
Bro, remember your inability to communicate when you first arrived?
Yeah, no, because it was it's AZD, bro. Come on, man. This is, it's like I'm talking to like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it'll fade.
Like,
As he's just a regular guy who's very, very, very high level at what he does, which happens to be a thing that men the world over value. It's a very precious skill, but he is just a guy with 2 arms, 2 legs, and English vocabulary, and tattoos. He's a regular guy. For older,
But dude, it's different. The lectures live are different. The lectures live are something out of this world, man.
They are. They're from out of this world.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what are you guys waiting for? If it's money situations, I understand.
I don't understand that.
You don't?
I don't understand money situation.
I mean,
only if you're in like a third world country, then I would understand.
Well, that's what I meant by people in third world countries.
Okay, well, I'm not talking to that.
Okay.
They're not viable clients.
They're
They
not
can
viable.
learn from the free stuff. Honestly, if they're in a third world country, YouTube videos, their game would skyrocket compared to the people they're around. That's what it is. If you go to a poor area of the world, you don't need as much game. The game is refined in the high-end metropolitan cultures of the world. That's
Do you guys like, if you guys like chicks, do you know how important this stuff is to you? Do
you know,
what I
guys
mean?
are in denial. They lie. They don't think it's that important.
Just try a boot camp. If you haven't done a boot camp, do one boot camp and see what it does to you.
It'll definitely change you if you pay attention. A lot of guys can't even pay attention.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Right?
But doing a boot camp and coming here live is 2 different things, man. It's like Vegas. They listen. I had the best time of my life, and I've been to so many places. And I remember telling Sultan this, I'll be there in 6 months, and it was less than 6 months, and I'm here now speaking with Yogi Chris. Yogi Chris was like, listen, we'll do a podcast together when you get here. And I never thought that would happen, but it happened.
A few times we streamed together. This is our 4th stream.
This is our 4th stream.
You streamed with me last night. We did 2 streams when I took you to the job interview. This is our 4th stream.
Yeah. And we're probably going to do another stream later on. I don't know.
Yeah, move here.
Yeah, moving day. So.
Yeah, move here and we'll stream with Sosa, and it'll be a whole new achievement,
Yeah.
That's something that's noteworthy, right?
Yeah.
People ought to know. They can see that timeline. You can see that timeline. You can go back to that first stream when you were in my vehicle, the 9-minute stream about job interviews, and every stream since then. I mean, that'll always be a time capsule for you of what that was like.
Yeah, exactly. Is there anybody on that has questions or anything like that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really care about their questions. So, cool.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. So that's a great documenting of it. And, people, this also, a lot of times when I stream, it's great. Honestly, it's for me to hear your feedback about things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have talking points. What?
You have any questions?
I've been asking you the questions the whole time. What's the experience been like? Any surprising things for you? Upgrades in your game, or any highlights that stand out to you?
I was never scared of talking to.
What made it worth it for you? What were the gems?
Going to strip clubs every night. That's the best.
But the thing is, you could go to strip clubs in Jersey. So what is it about going to the strip clubs?
But you don't have the AZD. AZD's not there to see you.
So why does that make a difference for you?
It makes a huge
Having
difference.
some guy watch you at a strip club.
Because he's the #1 pickup artist on the planet. And this guy is going to tell you, listen, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this right, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this right. And that's what happened the whole time that I got here. And it's good criticism. So if you're scared of him like I was, well, I still am a little bit, you're going to have to put on your big shoes and just,
That's right. Take off the diaper and let's go.
Yeah, man.
That's what guys are. They're babies out there. Bunch of babies.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it comes to women. They're mama's boys. They're little babies.
Your condition is never going to change. Mark my words. If you don't come from residency and you just do boot camps and stuff like that, your situation is never going to change. The best thing is you have to move to Vegas for it to be worthwhile. And you're like, damn, but I have my life wherever. I have my life in Jersey. I don't even live here. But once you come to Vegas, you feel the vibration. You feel the vibration of the brotherhood. You feel the vibration of this that we're living. You know, we're in Vegas, man. Anything's possible.
So I want you to know that where you started there, where you were like, I have my life in Jersey. Everything you just said since then was very good communication. If you talked like that in that tonality and relaxation to the stripper, that's money. That's that no agenda.
I actually number calls on 2 strippers since I got here. So one flake, the other one I haven't texted because I was like, you know, whatever, bro. She's not my type, or you know. But I'll text her just to. But AZD will be like, here, do this, or AZD will be like, hey, do that, and you'll see for yourself. You'll learn things. Being around Yogi, you know, the whole thing of having people around you that support you and have the same objective in mind is crucial. Okay, it's crucial because your friends in your hometown, they all have different things. Some of them don't. If you're watching this right now, then you're obviously into seduction. You obviously want to get with girls and stuff like that. You know, but I found out what my archetype was. I don't have to tell you what my archetype was. You, Chris, if you want to say, you can say it. Doesn't matter.
No, it's good. It's very useful to learn about, you know, because there's a lot of subconscious there's I mean, I'm trying not to use the word archetype, but there are
Characters, right?
characters or certain personalities
Avatars.
or yeah, there's patterns that are subconscious to people that they recognize, like the cowboy or something. And you know, so when you can take advantage of the fact that culture and other people, society has implanted these archetypes into the minds of women, and you can kind of hijack that by looking like that archetype, you can take advantage of all the positive emotions and everything that's anchored to those archetypes in her mind. And so if you know, it's one thing to look different from everybody, but you know, that's also an archetype. The archetype that, you know, looks off the wall and is completely unpredictable or you know, just looks out of the ordinary.
My flight.
Yeah. So we're going to end the stream, guys. Sosa's got a flight, and we'll talk to him again soon when he moves back here, which will be in the next month or so.
Yep.
All right, everybody.
Os.
J. Grew Dev, Os. Be the best. Fuck the rest.